All right, step 5. We are going to press this upper edge to the inside under, starting with a 1/4. Use your seam gauge. This measurement right there, that's the 1/4, so just 2 tick marks over, and adjust the guide so that it's right there on that second tick mark, which is the 1/4. We are going to be on the ironing board with the iron. I'm going to just turn up that edge there, and then just starting at the edge of my board, I'm just going to place it there, measure, and then I get my iron down, and I'm going to use some steam and just get that little section pressed down to a 1/4. And I'm just going to go like this all the way around. I'm just taking small little sections, measuring, and then getting my iron, pressing, using good steam to get it going. Okay, now I have my 1/4 all the way around. I'm going to adjust my seam gauge to be the 1 1/4 to 1 inch and a fourth. So 1 inch plus the 2 little tick marks. You could also do this at 1 1/2, so 2 more tick marks if you wanted to. I would recommend that for bulkier fabric because it'll help you get your elastic through. So I'm going to now do the exact same thing and press this in place 1 1/4 inch, or again 1 1/2 inch down again. So I should have 2 folds and it will look really nice. And I'm just going to now do the same thing, go all the way around, repeating just what we did. Now I have that. It looks really nice and pretty. I'm just going to place a few pins around the edge just to keep it in place so it doesn't move while I'm sewing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm placing it just right on the edge where I'm going to be sewing here in the next step. So just place a couple pins just like that. Now make sure you adjust your stitch length back to what it was before, especially if you were just barely basting. So go ahead and change that back down to 2.5 where it's flashing. And I'm now going to set my project underneath my foot, and I'm just going to be sewing right here. I am going to leave a small hole. So I'm placing a pin here to mark where I'm going to start, and then I'm placing a pin right here to mark where I'm going to end. So I'm going to remember to stop right there. So that space is going to be left unsewn. Everywhere else is going to get stitched down. So I'm going to be sewing 1/8 away from that inside fold. So I'm going to line up my presser foot so that the inside toe is right in line with that fold. So it'll look like this. And I'm just going to start sewing. I'm going to back stitch. So I secure that beginning part right there. So forward a few, and then I'm going to go backward. Just going to go for it all the way around the whole thing, going nice and slow over the bulky parts. And then when I get to my final pin, I'm going to stop and backstitch. So right here I am, backstitch, trim my threads. Okay, and I'm just going to check and make sure I don't have any tucks and that everything got caught and it looks really nice and pretty, and it does, so we're done.